This is a broadcast of the USFFL playoff game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Indianapolis Colts. Let me share out this link. Where am I at? Not Super Bowl broadcast. Here it is. Joining in progress. It just started. And Kansas City's gotten the ball first, and they've already driven down to the 34. There was a pass interference play on that long pass call. 1st and 10 at the Chiefs 34. There's a minus flat pass, minus 4 flat pass, a little wide receiver screen or something that the defense blew up. Let me open up the USFFL regular season file. The Colts were 10-5, winning the AFC South. 10-5. I didn't get the updated file, did I? So let me do that real quick. 6-yard gain for Jonathan Taylor on 2nd down. Quick look at the box score. What do we have here? I guess just the penalty is the only big play. I guess it was a good kickoff return. Then the pass interference penalty, scoring to Zach Pascal on 3rd and 8 from the 32. That'll bring out Rodrigo Blankenship for the field goal try. Kick is up. Kick is bad. Shanked on 2 through 9 was good. It hit the 10 roll. So the Chiefs will take over. No damage done. Get the code for the regular season file so I can update that. First down run, offensive onside guard. No yards there. Second and 10 fly to Sammy Watkins. No man in the zone. No, there's one man in the zone. That's a pre-safety with double teaming there, but it's going to be a dump off for 7 yards. To Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Okay, let's try this again. Two tight ends, one halfback set. Hill and Hardman are the wide receivers. Kelsey and Kaiser are the tight ends, and CEH in the backfield. So the Colts were 11-5, winning the AFC South and picking up the number 3 seed. Crossing pattern to Hill, single cover by 0, 3-man in zone. It's going to be a dump off, and it'll go for 9 and a first down. No asterisk pass rushers was on the challenge. So there's the regular season standings. The Chiefs finished 10-6, winning the AFC West. So they were matched up. So 1 seed got the bye. 2 seed played the worst wild card. We had the Chiefs, the 2 division winners that were in the middle, basically is what you got. Inside run to CEH for 3. Matter of fact, we have an email here that explains it even better. So the Chiefs were the 6th seed. Oh, I'm sorry. The Chiefs, Colts. The Colts were the 3 seed, and the Chiefs were the 6 seed. Hold on one second. It's a 5-yard must run by Mahomes. My animation's lagging a little bit. 3rd and 2. My daughter taking out the pup for a pee break. 3rd down and 2. That brings in Darrell Williams as the halfback, along with Anthony Sherman as the fullback. Yeah, let me share this up. Did I share this out already? Inside run to Williams. Guessed right. It's going to pick up a yard. Bring up 4th and 1. He's going to go for it. CEH in there now. Sideline right to Hill. 5 linebacker in the zone. 7-yard pickup for Hill, and that'll be a first down. Inside field goal range, though. Crossing better to Hill. That's a perfect start for Patrick Mahomes. 4 for 4. Takes it down to the 18. Offsides there on first down. Not really offsides. For the offensive penalties, I think that's more like a illegal motion type play. They just label it as offsides to make it the easy 5-yard penalty, the same on offense and defense. Off tackle left to CEH. Skip 3, get strong. 2nd and 12. Second and 12. 2 tights, 2 wides against a 3-3-5. Slant to Kelsey, 4-minute zone, single cover. Not a lot of double teaming, playing more of a. That was a fumble on a 5-yard flat pass dump off, and it's going to be recovered by the defense. It's going to Sammy Watkins. Looks like Darius Leonard popped it out, and it's recovered by Rocky Sin. He comes up from his cornerback spot to jump on it. So no score. Both sides end in no points on their opening drives. Yeah, 3 wide, halfback blocking back set. Off tackle left to Jonathan Taylor. He's going to pick up 7. He's got those 2 big 6s in the middle for the Chiefs on defense. Chris Jones is a 6'9". Derek Nottie is a 6'0". They're your run stuffers. And you got Tano Passanon, and it's a 7-yard pickup. So 2 back-to-back 7-yard pickups. And Frank Clark, ex-Seahawk, is a defensive end. The Chiefs have Frank Clark, and now they have stalwart defensive lineman that Jaron Reed was a big, long-time Seahawk. Hitched to T.Y. Hilton. It's a run call. Guessed wrong, 15 yards. So there's a big difference right there between the 2 teams and their receiver, quarterback, wide receiver fumble. We can look at that under team notebook. The Colts have a rating of 0, which means they will not fumble on those chances. You see possible receiver fumble. On a receiver fumble, it's no fumbles. Now for the Chiefs, it's 3. I think they have a rating of 3. So 3 out of 4. So they have a rating of 4. That's why they coughed it up. They had only 1 and 2 were no fumbles. 3, 4, and 5 were fumbles. Sideline left to Michael Pittman. That's going to pick up 9. White die 6. Colts have it in Chiefs territory. So again, the Colts were the number 3 seed, the Chiefs the number 6 seed. 5:06 to go here in the first quarter. Crossing pattern to Zach Pascal, flooding the flats, but that means only 3 men in the zone on a short pass, and that's plus 13. 4 men in the zone would have been incomplete. You can't protect everywhere. You got to make a decision, and to me, it's always better to be aggressive on defense, but that burns me sometimes when I leave zones open, like I did earlier today against the Niners. It beat me like a drum in the first half. Pitch out right to Nyheim Hines, 1 man in the zone. It's going to be in the running back's card for 6. 2nd and 4. So Hines steps in for a spell. Let's look at his card. He has 89 attempts, so he's not subject to that low carry running back. His end run is really where you want to go with him. He can do some damage against right off tackle. 2nd and 4, inside run to Hines. And it's a good 1-yard pickup, bring up 3rd and 3. It's a little easier to call pass when Hines is in there, as opposed to Jonathan Taylor, if you're thinking about calling a run more often. Seven yards on a hitch. He called run. He called pass. It would have been a 5-yard pickup. Still would have been a first down. Needed to put 2 men in the zone to stop that. That's what I always do when I'm coaching a game. Try to think about what could I have done differently on that play. If he had put 2 men on the looking zone, maybe he would have been able to stop it. 4-2-5 showing blitz. Daring him to throw into the looking zone now. He's got that 6 free safety, Tyrann Mathieu. He just pops him right in there. And it's going to be guessed right on the quarterback's card for 7. 2nd and 3. Phillip Rivers, who retired after this season. Let's see if he can go farther in USFFL than he did with the Colts in real life. Pitch out left to Hines. It's going to be a 1-yard loss. But there's a penalty, personal foul on the Chiefs. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 5. Goes to the full house. Hines and Taylor can run the ball. 4-2-5 short blitz. That'll make sure he has 4 men in the zone on the short pass card, and he can bring his free safety. It was a 54% chance of a sack that time, but it was a random 68. Mo Alley Cox is 0 up against Tyrann Mathieu's 10, coming from the free safety spot. Now he goes to the 2 tights, 2 wides with Taylor in the backfield. Off tackle left to Taylor, being keyed. The guard's going to make the block, though. You know who that is? Quentin Nelson, all pro guard. Third and goal now at the 2. Here, let me have the puppy. Let's show the audience what the dog looks like after this play. 3rd down and 2. Run, call on defense, slant to Jack Doyle, get strong, touchdown. So that'll put the Colts on the board early. And I'll show you the pooch. This is a Bernedoodle. Let me see this puppy. Oh, it's not such much a puppy anymore. There you go. Say hi. There you go. All right, back to the game. So both of these teams hope it's not the dog days of winter, as that's what happens when you get eliminated from the playoffs. Bernedoodle is the breed of the dog. It's about 6 months old now. So, I should forget about the coaches. Skeeter is the coach of the Colts. Our commissioner, Tim Irvin, is the coach of the Chiefs. And if you want to talk about excellence in Stratomatic, Tim's always playing down his what he's done over the years. But look at this record of championships. It's almost ridiculous. He's coming off of a three-peat, and then before that, this has been in 5 Super Bowls in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going 3-2 in those, and he has won the year before that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 championships in 7 years. I don't know how you can get much better than that. Pretty impressive. So we get the kickoff bug. I really need to reboot. Let's get my graphic speed back up. We got a dump off. Look at that. The Chiefs are already past midfield. Down to the Colts 29. Looking to answer that touchdown drive. Three wide set. Hill, Kelsey, Hardman, and Watkins, along with CEH, quick out right to Kelsey. Nobody's there. Double teaming Hill. And that's going to be a 10-yard pickup. But wait, there's some laundry on the field. Looks like a Colts were flagged for offside, so that's going to be declined. So perfect start from Mahomes, still 7-7 for 64 yards. Let's get that. Let's turn on the other highlights. Le'Veon Bell checks into the game. Sideline left to Mecole Hardman. There's a 6 there, and that's going to be incomplete. Whiteside was a 4, so it wouldn't have made a difference, but he had 2 linebackers in the look-in zone. A 6 over there at the right. That's Darius Leonard. Bobby Okereke. I guess is how you say it. Okereke. Corrected everybody in the offseason. 2nd and 10. 3-3-5 against the 2 tights, 2 wides. Off tackle draw left to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So I'm going to pick up 2 yards. It's a pretty stout defensive run card. The Colts are excellent against the run, average against the pass. So we'll be seeing Mahomes making some hay probably, but you got to keep the defense honest by calling those runs. Third and 8. Slant to Kelsey, not doubled. And it's a pickup, 11 yards. That would have been a pickup even if he had doubled him. Let's see if we turn off animation for the kickoff, if that makes a difference. Maybe we'll just do that, make it inside the 10 for each team. Darrell Williams in the backfield on a 3 wide set. Off tackle left of Williams, there's 2 men in the zone. But it went on the offensive cards, capped at 4 yards. So instead of a 6-yard pickup, it's a 4-yard pickup, which means instead of a touchdown, it is 2nd and goal 2. So Darrell Williams is one of those low carry backs. Full house now. Bell and CEH. Inside with Le'Veon Bell. Keen CEH. Guess wrong. So that's going to be a touchdown. The Chiefs answer right back. Extra point is good. Let's see if we can get through this kickoff without losing our sync. Down negative 8-yard line. Okay, so we're good. So now we can put animation back on. And we'll do that every time. Try to turn animation off before the kickoff. Nice drive, Tim, says Skeeter. Skeeter Henderson, that's his last name, Henderson. Took me a minute to figure it out. I'm an NFC guy. Only play the AFC coaches once every 3 years, every 6 years, something like that. Every 3 years. Oh, 22-yard yak pickup, 21 yards to Michael Pittman. So Pittman must be an A, I'm guessing. Yeah, he's an A yak. Let's look at the yak ratings for these guys. Wilkins is a B. Mo Alley Cox is a C. Hilton is a D. And Marcus Johnson. I like this Marcus Johnson card. It's kind of a sneaky good card for yardage, especially if you get Taylor, get Johnson guessed wrong. He doubled Johnson thinking the same thing, but it was a hitch to Hilton. See, that's why you don't want to avoid throwing to the D yak guys, because they're less likely to get double, and they can still get those edge rolls. Not quite as good as the other notch of the alphabet, but I think Anthony said in an early broadcast, you shouldn't let that stop you from throwing to all your backs in all zones. You got to keep yourself unpredictable. Inside run to Wilkins. Dreaded 5. No gain. The dreaded 5 when you're running the ball can be the not so dreaded 5 if you're passing the ball. Some of these quarterbacks, like Russell Wilson, for example, has a long gain on 5. So every time I get a dreaded 5 running the ball, I'm like, man, I should have thrown the bomb on that play. Quick into Mo Alley Cox is going to pick up 5. Takes it to the 38. Now let's look at the Colts' field goal kicker. See what his range is. Rodrigo is not so good, 33 to 37, so he needs to get to 32 to have a realistic shot at a field goal. 3rd and 5. Looking to try to convert this. All those 4s to shoot at in the flats. Oh, he doubled the right guy. Oh, it's a pitch out. I thought it's a pitch out to Hines, not a flat pass to Hines. So Tim knew the right guy to direct his attention to, but he thought he would be passing him the ball. Instead, he's rushing the ball with him and hit a bad spot on the D card. You're looking at 5, 6, 7, and 9 all stopping that cold pretty much. Plus 12 is not going to do anything. But you hit that nice juicy 7. Lucky 7 takes it into field goal range now. Inside run to Jordan Wilkins. That picks up 6. Jordan Wilkins, he's got to be a short carry guy, right? No, he had 84 carries. Wow. So his card will not get reduced. 4-2-5 showing blitz. Calls run. And it's a slant. Mo Alley Cox can pick up 10 down to the 7. All right, so let's turn that animation off. Inside run to Wilkins, gets strong. Picks up 4 down to the 3. Guessed wrong. Short pass, but there was 4 men in zone that landed in the D card. With 3 men in zone, that is still incomplete. That's another dreaded 5. These are the offense. Third and goal to 3. Taylor's in there. Inside run to Taylor. Called and run, not key. Short gain on Taylor's card. Had to key him to stop that. But ifs and buts with candy and nuts, we'll have a Merry Christmas. Is it the same? So, wow, big time, says Tim. It would have been a touchdown on 9, 10, 11, 12, 3, and 2. A lot of those spots in the middle would have forced him to kick a field goal. Penalty on the extra point. That makes it, pushes it back to, well, it doesn't matter, they made it anyway. The extra point's up and good. And now we got the animation off for the field goal. And he takes it out from the end zone. He's got the touchdown on 3. But Byron Pringle taketh away as he takes it from -8 and only returns it 15 yards. So the Chiefs are going to start on their own 7. Curl to Sammy Watkins. It's being doubled by the outside linebacker. Incomplete on Mahomes' card. Three through 5 against the two tights, two wides post to Kelsey. Guessed right on the quarterback's card, incomplete. We guessed them wrong somehow. That would have been 27-yarder, so good job by Skeeter. Hitch to Nicole Hartman. There's nobody there. The linebackers are all doubling elsewhere, and that's going to be guessed wrong on the receiver card for 10 yards. If he had just left everybody home, that's 7 yards, and it would have forced a punt. Score in the hill. Everybody is home, and that one is going to be incomplete. Second and 10. Two-yard run on a draw. CEH is not quite as dynamic as Jonathan Taylor. 3rd and 8. Crossing pattern to Hill. Single covered by a 0. Defender X or plus 15. He's going to get 15 of those. First and 10 out to the 34. Yard pickup there. Guessed right. Short pass. Would have been a dump off, but because he completed on the quarterback's card, they keep the completion. Button hook to Le'Veon Bell, incomplete on Mahomes' card. Not the best flat passer around. 3 wide against a 3-3-5. Bell's in the backfield. Square out left to Nicole Hardman. The 6th linebacker stayed home that time. The maniac, Darius Williams, makes the play. Third and 10 now. Slant to Chavez Kelsey, single cover. 8-yard scramble. That'll bring up 4th and 2 from the 39-yard line. No, 40-yard line, excuse me. And I'm pretty sure that Jim's going to go for it here, trailing by a touchdown. Knowing how good that Colts offense is, they want to fall 2 scores behind. So goes to a blocking back halfback set. Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's in the game. Quick out left to Kelsey. 6th rated linebacker there. Guessed right. Incomplete, but there's a penalty. My stupid slow animation shows it's a roughness call on the Colts. So that'll be a first down. Take it any way you can get it. Penalty, run, pass. So first 10 at the 30. 2 tights, 2 wides against a 3-3-5. Post to Kelsey. Guessed right, 1 man in the zone. Incomplete on the 7. Pitch out left to CEH. Injury. It's going to be a loss of 1. And who goes out to force Buckner out for the rest of the game? The nose tackle on that 3-3-5 formation. Oof. That's a big loss. Goes from, what is he, a 5'9", 6'9"? Let me check real quick. He's a 6'11" as a defensive tackle, so he's a 5'11" nose tackle. 3rd and 11. Goes from a 5'11" to a 0-4. Slant to Kelsey, being double teamed this time, but it doesn't matter. It's on the D card's 4-minute zone. He's going to get exactly 11. He reaches the ball across, but there was offsetting penalties. Both teams committed a foul holding on the offense, maybe holding on the defense. I think I have to redo it. Crossing pattern to Marcus Robinson. He's single covered by 0. It's going to be another 11-yard completion. So the Chiefs are getting exactly what they need to keep the sticks moving. 3-2-6 now. The last time you can use the 3-2-6, I think. Once you're inside the 20, you're not going to be able to call that, and it's going to pick up 6 yards because the nose tackle failed the check, but even Buckner would have failed because he would have been reduced to a 5. Three, 5. Inside run to Hilaire. Going to pick up 3, setting up 3rd and 1. Now he should be using, at that nose tackle spot, he should be using Grover Stewart, who would be reduced to a 4-3. But instead he's going with a little bit more pass rush boost than Tyquan Lewis. Yeah, that's who he's using. But I think you want to have a 4-3 in there. So he's got Grover's here. It's a 5-2. It's in there in the 4-3, but he needs to put him in there in the 3-5. 3rd and 1. We'll see if that plays any part, positive or negative. Screen right to Darrell Williams. Guess right, 5 in the zone. Mahomes had some blanks on his card. Guessed right on a flat pass. Instead, it's a 4-yard pickup, no fumble. You see it's a 50-50 fumble shot on some of those whenever a fumble test comes up. And it'll be 1st and goal to 7. 37 seconds left in the half. Look at me, not even paying attention to how much time's left in the half. And the Chiefs doing a good job of using up all the time, for most of it. And that's going to be a touchdown. A run call goes to Hill. Right, that's a completion. And pending the extra point, it's going to be 14-14. So these teams are nip and tuck. Anything you can do, I can do better, or at least as well. Isaiah Rodgers decides to bring it out with just 22 seconds left, hoping to hit 2 or 12. It's a respectable plus 31. Tim says, what a dumb kick, but not really. If he would have squibbed it or onsided it, he still would have had a chance to hit something big on Taylor's card or on Rivers' card. Pitch out to Hines. He goes with Hines. That's only going to get a few yards. Doesn't want to waste Taylor's carries, maybe. Well, here we are at halftime. Mm-hmm. 37-yard return down to the 2. Byron Pringle gives him good field position after making up for his slip-up, pinning him deep on the previous drive, which kind of worked out okay. Maybe helped them burn off more of the time so they didn't get the Colts didn't get another meaningful drive. Curl to Sammy Watkins, guessed right. 12-yard pickup. A get doubled. First and 10 near midfield. Just into Colts territory, actually, at the 49. Quick slant to Travis Kelce. Thinking that he's going to be worried about all the short passes and trying to double his linebackers. But Skeeter kept him home. Up against it now, the defending champion, trailing by 7 2 different times, has tied it up and has the ball, looking to go get their first lead of the game. Yesterday run, -1, but there's another personal foul. These Colts have come in here undisciplined. That's the way my teams usually play. Look at that Colts penalty card. Doesn't look that bad, to be honest. Just some unlucky rolls. Crossing pattern to Hill. Single cover, 12 yards, another first down. So Mahomes is in a rhythm. He's been in a rhythm all day. Remember, one of the drives ended on a receiver fumble. Look at the ball possession. So that's the box score. So the Chiefs have gone fumble on their opening drive, then touchdown. Now this one. The Colts have gone missed field goal, touchdown. Then that silly one at the end of the half. So no punts today. This is the no punt brigade. Incomplete on a look-in pass. Each team having their way offensively. Curtis Watkins, he's being double covered by the outside linebacker, Darius Leonard, but it's a dump off for 10. Not enough pass rush against the fine pass blocking of the Chiefs. First and goal to 6. Needed a 7 or lower for a sack, and instead it was a random 82. It's a 1 to 100 roll. Inside run to CEH, guessed wrong. Linebacker in zone 0 or +5, and that is Anthony Walker, who is a 0. Can't make the play against the White Tie 4. Second and goal at the 1 for another run here. Inside run to Bell being keyed. My card, your card, and it goes on Bell's card for drops for a 3-yard loss, giving the Colts some hope that they can force a field goal try here instead of giving up another touchdown. Tim compliments the call. .335. Terrell Williams in the backfield as the halfback. 3 wide set. Try to run it. Guessed wrong here. He doesn't have to worry about, even if he has that low usage. His rushing average is 4. So if it's only a 4-yard gain, that's great. It's still a touchdown. Crossing pattern to Hill. Not doubled. Incomplete though on Mahomes' card. 4th and goal at the 4. And out comes Harrison Butker to kick the Chiefs into the lead. It's up and good. There's a flag down. Oh, I gotta turn off animation. Outside against Indianapolis. Options, no play. Whew, barely got that one. If he accepts it, it'll be 4th and goal to 2. So I think he's going to decline it, keep the points, and he does. I think that's the right call. You want to take the lead whenever you can in a playoff game. Put our animation back on. So this seems to be helping the kickoff bug. Those of you who have it, Tim, I think you have this happen to you when you're broadcasting. Just turn off play animation as they get inside the 10, and then turn back on after that. I'll take a left to Jonathan Taylor, guessed wrong, charged at 5. Gets him a yard, 2nd and 9. Three wide, 2 back set against the standard 4-3. Square out left to Hilton, guessed wrong for a 10-yard pickup, another flag. And this is against the Colts again. So let's look at the box score. Sure seems like a lot more penalties on the Colts, but I'm wrong. Well, we had that one big pass interference penalty. So the other ones for the Chiefs have been pretty inconsequential. The Colts have had a roughing, and a holding. Pitch out left to Hines, guessed wrong, on 2nd and 19 after the hold. Short gain for 16 yards. Got just what he needed there. Third and 3. Same formation, but this time Jonathan Taylor replaces Nyheim Hines. And it's going to be a first down. Looking pass to Bo Alley Cox. First and 10, scoring to Zach Pascal. And that's going to be incomplete. The Colts don't want to fall behind, just like the Chiefs didn't want to fall behind. Quick out right to Jack Doyle is going to be loss of a yard. Third and 11, 4 wide, Hines in the backfield. Button hook to Hines, and nobody's there. He's only going to get 5, though. He had some chances there because the card was guessed wrong on the receiver card, but he hit the 11. But he had a chance for a first down on a lot of different combinations there. And they will have to have the first punt of the day. Rigoberto Sanchez. 49-yard punt. Oh, Chiefs were flagged for offsides there, bringing up 4th and 1 at midfield. And you accept that penalty, that means you're going to go for it. And he brings out the 2 back, 3 wide set. Remember, Pittman's an A, Yak, Pascal's a C, Hilton's a D, Taylor's an A. So Taylor and Pittman might be your prime targets. Sneak to Rivers, guess right? It's dropped for a 0, another penalty. The Chiefs, first they were offsides, then they made up for whatever disparity I real or imagined that I brought up, because it looks like the Colts certainly benefited keeping the drive alive. First and 10 to the 35 now. Off tackle left to Jonathan Taylor. He hasn't hit a big number from what I can recall. There's a short gain for 15 yards. Let's look at the box score. That was his biggest run of the day, 15 yards. Hines had that 16-yarder on an end run on an earlier Colts touchdown drive. 6:18 to go in the third quarter. Back and forth here. Teams exchanging haymakers. Run. Call on defense. Sideline left to Pittman. 2 men in the zone. Incomplete. So he packed the right zone. Off tackle left to Taylor. Offensive onside guard +5 or +0. And Quentin Nelson makes the block. Pitch out left to Hines. 3rd and 5. Can the tackle make the block? No, he can't. Anthony Costanzo reduced from a 5 to a 4. That'll bring up 4th and 3. And this time it's Rodrigo Blankenship to come out and try to. Oh, and he shanks it again. Isn't that his second miss of the day? Missed earlier on a 2 through 9. Now he misses a 2 through 10 field goal. And instead of the Colts being up by 3, they're trailing by 3. Disappointing day, Mr. Blankenship. Pitch out left to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Run call. It's going to drop for -8. Oh, my. Stars and garters. What a call there. Caught him with his hand in the cookie jar and slaps him back for an 8-yard loss. That's like a sack. 2nd and 18 from the Chiefs' 12-yard line. Fly to Watkins. Guessed right, 1 man in zone. I haven't really looked at the Colts' deep passing card, but it hits Patrick Mahomes' card on an 8. Long gain, 36 yards. That gets him out of the big hole. So good call. Good dice. Some good Stratomatic football here. 1st and 10 out to the 48. Pro set against the 4-3 set. Bomb to Hill. He's single covered. There's a man in the zone. It's a dump off. It's going to be incomplete. Tried to catch Clyde Edwards-Helaire at the backfield, and the ball just bounced off his hands. 3-3-5 against the 2 tights, 2 wide set. Quick slant to Kelsey. Single cover. White die 6 is going to make that an 8-yard gain. 3rd 2. Quick slant Kelsey again. And it's the interception split on the D guard. That's going to be 4th and 2 in Colts territory, but near midfield. Do you punt it here or do you go for it? 2 yards with such a high-powered offense, it seems like you got to go for it, but you do have the lead, and it is a playoff game. So I can understand punting here. But Tim says, nah, go big or go home. Fortune favors the bold was this phrase that Tim brought up earlier on our broadcast. It's a lot of bold warriors that never come home from battle, though. So we'll see what happens here. Three, 5 against the 2 tights, 2 wide set, running it, daring him to run it right up the middle. Sideline left to Hill. There's a 6th linebacker there, but he's only covered by 0 cornerback. Incomplete. Mahomes looks for Hill, and Hill just gets it slapped away at the last minute. Still no punch for the Chiefs. Button hook to Hines, incomplete. Short gain on a quick out right to Jack Doyle. He's mixing up his targets a little bit now. And that's a 15-yard gain into Chiefs territory. Winding down on the 3rd quarter now. Square out left to T.Y. Hilton. That's going to be a white die 6 gain for 10. Look at that. Just like that, the Colts are back where they were a few minutes ago in field goal range, trying to get a touchdown, though. Pitch out left to Hines. Guessed wrong. It's going to pick up 5. 2nd and 5. Pitch out right to Hines again. Short gain, 18 yards. That's going to take it inside the 10-yard line to the 8. That's going to give me time to turn off my animation. So we don't get the kickoff bug. Taylor's in the backfield. 4-2-5 showing blitz. Slant to Jack Doyle. There's some pressure coming. Incomplete. Derek Nottie couldn't get past Quentin Nelson. Oh, it's picked off. Curl to T.Y. Hilton. And Tim was smartly doubling him. Hits Phil Rivers' card. Rivers goes off the field. Dejected. That preserves the lead for the Chiefs as the fourth quarter begins. Slant to Travis Kelce. That might be the turning point of the game. There's a case. Oh, it's a fumble. Offense jumps on it. Kansas City. Let me turn the animation back on. So it's a fumble on a must run, but Mahomes was able to jump on it. Hitch to Sammy Watkins, white die 6, makes it a 10-yard pickup. Second and 5. Inside run to Hilaire. It's going to pick up 6. It's a first down. So 12:36 to go. If the Chiefs can open this up to a 2-score game, that's bad news for the rest of the league. Or for the Colts anyway. Crossing pattern to Hill. And it's a dump off. Incomplete. Second and 10. Two tights, two wides against a 4-3. Curled to Marcus Robinson. Guessed right, 3-man end zone. Another dump off. And another incompletion as it lands on Mahomes' card on a blank. Crossing pattern to Hill on 3rd and 10. He's gone back to Hill over and over again. He's not getting doubled. Got a lot of juice in that card. It's going to be another dump off. It's going to be a long game, 53 yards, touchdown. If it goes to the right receiver, they can go all the way, and Mecole Hardman can go all the way. So that's a huge play. That could have easily been a no-yard gain, but Hardman, in his great yak rating, turns that into a 51-yard touchdown. You don't even waste very many yards on the long gain away chart. Just a huge play. Kick steep. 31-yard return. Trying to hit an edge again. Isaiah Rodgers takes it past the 20. So now 11:24 to go in the game. Penalty. It looks like going to be intentional grounding, and it is. 2nd and 20. Bombed Zach Pascal on 2nd and 20. Incomplete, but there's a penalty. This one might be roughing or holding. Pass interference or holding on the defense, but instead it's a holding against the Colts. So 3rd and 20, they decline the penalty, figuring 2nd and 30 is a lot. Give you 2 bites at the apple. Oh, it's a curl to T.Y. Hilton, guessed right, and Phillip Rivers. Oh my goodness. Strat imitates life here. I think Rivers had just a miserable playoffs last year. Let me pull that up. As the Chiefs now have a 10-point lead and the ball just outside the 10-yard line. What do we want to do? Let's go to the Pro Football Reference. Check out the seasons. Looking past the Kelsey. Correctly double teamed, but still a 5-yard pickup. So even when Skeeter makes an excellent call, he's not getting rewarded for it like you'd hope. But let's see the Colts. I guess it was a close game. The Bills did lose. The Bills did beat the Colts in Rivers' last game. He wasn't too bad. He actually had a good game. It's a 1-yard run on 2nd and 5. It's going to make it 3rd and 4 inside the 10. It was a white die override. Would have been 5 yards if it would have been in a base set. Goes 3 wide again with Le'Veon Bell. You don't want to go too conservative. I had games like this where I'm up by 10 and I just played it safe, get the field goal, and then the guy winds up scoring 14 points after I got a 13-point lead and I lose. But Tim does not make that mistake. He goes back to Hill. He knows where his bread is buttered. 7 receptions for 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. As Hill's been the main man on 3rd down. And that's going to make this a 17-point lead. Still not over. Still want to use Taylor here because, you go to this 4 wide with Hines, which he's doing, taking away the threat of the run. You're having to depend on Rivers. Does have a high interception split chance. There's an injury there. Pittman gets banged up. He's out until overtime. So 1st and 10 at the 40. So you're removing the best player on your team. And you're making it really easy to play defense. They're just going to sit there and call pass all game. But he's gotten 2 first downs in a row. Bomb to Zach Pascal. He's covered by 4. Defender X. Is it a white die 5 or 6? It is. Takes it inside the 20. Crossing pattern to Pascal. Incomplete. It's an interception split 2 through 5, 11, and 12. 6:54 to go in the game. Needs to get something here. Needs to get a touchdown, ideally. And I'd like to see Jonathan Taylor in there on second down. He's sitting there on the bench, wondering when he's going to get his chance. Although he wouldn't have done much better on a 5. Crossing back into Pascal. And complete 4th and 11. You got to take the field goal here. Get it back to 2 touchdown lead. And hope your defense can do something magical against Mahomes and the Chiefs. Oh, I forgot to turn off the animation. It's an onside kick, so maybe that'll make it a little bit easier. And it does. Did not lose connection. So 31-17. Chiefs just need a couple first downs here to ice it. Off tackle left to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Off tackle left to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Bomb to Tyreek Hill against short yardage. Plus 33, touchdown. Turn out the lights, the party's over. I know that all good things must end. So, sorry, Skeeter. But you came at the king, you best not miss. And the reigning champion, the reigning 3-time back-to-back-to-back champion is still alive and moves on to round 2, to the divisional round of the AFC playoffs. Let me see if I can find that email again. And I forgot to turn off the thing, but I guess I made it through that time too. So, I think we've gotten the result. The Steelers beat the Texans. The Chiefs are going to beat the Colts. And the Browns beat the Chargers. So, that means we're going to get New England against the Chiefs in the divisional round. Pittsburgh against Cleveland, a nice AFC North battle. And wait a minute, I messed that up? No, that's it. So that's the final 4 teams in the AFC. Patriots, Chiefs, Steelers, Browns. Steelers, what am I saying? Steelers, Browns. Yeah, Steelers, Browns. So 2 versus 5 and 1 versus 6. So Dennis Lejeune, which is just Dennis Young. Lejeune? Young. Oh, wait a minute. What do we have here? How did he get down here so fast? Marcus Johnson got hit on a bomb. This is us counting out the Colts. They're going to do something magical here, right? No. That's going to make it a 14-point game. I'm sorry I missed that highlight, that big bomb to Marcus Johnson. Told you I like that card. So he'll have to onside kick it again. Just needs 2 onside kicks in a row. Surrounded by a touchdown to give him a shot at the end. Easy peasy, right? Maybe if Blankenship had made those 2 kicks, it could be like a 38-30 game here. And no go on this second onside kick of the game. No sense in doing anything too crazy here if you're Tim. Run, punt. Make him use 2 of his timeouts. There's the first one. Actually, this play could have been a pass because 2-minute warning's going to stop the clock anyway. And Mahomes' short pass would have been incomplete on a 4, though. Maybe a flat pass. Down and out. He goes for the short pass. Goes for the jugular. 15-yarder penalty on the play. And, of course, the personal foul on the Colts. So now you could run field goal. Make it a 3-score game again. So just the fourth quarter from Hades for the Colts. No reason to throw there. Jim, just run it. 41 passes from Mahomes today, 4 touchdowns. That's one heck of a game. It's also Strat imitating real life. Mahomes has had some really good playoff games. First time out. Le'Veon Bell's going to get a carry. He's already had a carry, actually. That's his 3rd run today. He's got a touchdown. I remember it earlier. 3rd and 10. One more run. Used it his last time out. Bell is a minimum fumbler. Mahomes is a minimum snap fumble. Goes for the sneak, and he's going to make it. 12 yards for Mahomes. And that is it. Now it's time to take a knee. There's no way he can stop the clock after this last time out. So take you 2 knees. First one. And I don't even know if he's calling timeouts anymore. He might just let it go. He lets it go. Second one. Second knee. So there's your final. 38-24. Chiefs over the Colts. That's got to feel good. Remember, the Colts were the higher seed. Take a look at it. 455 to 386 in yardage. Got all those big plays. Mahomes was hot. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 121 quarterback rating. Phillip Rivers throws 2 picks. Tyreek Hill gets 3 touchdowns over 100 yards. So, I mean, this game, for most of the game, was a lot closer. Think about it. It was 17-14 at the end of 3 quarters. It's that fourth quarter where you got the dump off. It turned into a long game for Hardman. Then it just went downhill from there for the Colts. See, hopefully Tim will probably join us. I don't know about Skeeter. But Tim kept the pressure on. 9 of 13 on 3rd downs. Mahomes was fantastic. 2 of 3 on 4th downs. Both teams went for it on 4th down. Colts were 1 for 1, but no really big runs for Taylor. 8 for 47, and really not enough carries. Once he got behind, he kind of took him out of the game, and that was the difference, I think. As good as Phillip Rivers is, you need that home run from Taylor to give you a chance against probably a better Carter team. Tim's had some rotten luck in some games this year, but I think he's starting to figure it out. And a game like this certainly backs that up. Now, let's take a look at the regular season results. Close out of the game. I want to see if the Chiefs and Patriots play, because that'll be the matchup. And they did. Week 4, 27-24 win for the Pats. It looks like they had a 27-14 lead, and the Chiefs made a furious late comeback. Hey, congratulations!
Hey, thanks.
I was just going over your regular season game against Dennis and the Patriots, and he got the better of you in that one. But you know the way Mahomes is playing in this one, it looks like he's found his rhythm, and as long as he can avoid the interceptions, he should have a better game against the Patriots. He threw 2 picks against them. I'm guessing those were big plays.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest problems that the Patriots defense presents is their propensity for interceptions makes you want to get down the field in faster than say 10, 15 plays. But to do that, you have to press the issue in a way that invites those interceptions through that way. So so it's kind of pick your poison and just difficult to kind of maintain things with their defense.
Yeah, I know you said earlier in the year that you were struggling with the Chiefs with your offense coming up. Drives coming up short. Not the team not playing like they did in real life. Um, do you feel like you put those behind you now that as the playoffs are coming up?
That's a good question. I would say this that I do feel like I sort of figured a few things out just through the experience of more games, getting used to this card set, and trying to figure out the sources of the things I'm griping about in my mind, and kind of changing a few. I changed a few things about what I'm doing, and I think it's helped a little bit. I'm certainly not confident like a 14-2 team, but I guess I feel like against any opponent out there. Oh, can you see me? Did I just
I
cut off?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay,
I
so
hear
that's
you.
okay. I know what just happened. Anyway, so what I was saying is, yeah, against any opponent, I feel like I can win the game, but against any opponent, I feel like I'm vulnerable too. So I don't have certainly don't have the championship kind of confidence that you would think a 14-2 team would prescribe. But glad to get out with a win tonight for sure.
Yeah, anything can happen in these playoff games. You saw me fall behind 14. We saw Anthony lose on a crazy last second play. And this game was much closer than the final score indicates.
Yes,
Um,
definitely.
let's talk about that real quick before we don't ignore the job that Skeeter did coming in with the higher seed, and he was moving the ball up and down the field, and you were answering in kind. Um, so it was 7-0, 7-7, 14-7, 14-14. And then the third quarter came along when you guys finally had, got some stops, whether it was a fourth down miss or missed field goal. That had to hurt today. Rodrigo Blankenship with those 2 missed field goals. But then the fourth
Yeah.
quarter came along and it seemed to all go the Chiefs' way. So talk about that long game dump off. How many of those have you had this year? I bet you not very many.
How many times have I had what specifically?
That that dump off that turned into a long game
Oh,
for a
sure.
51-yard touchdown for McCole Hardman.
Yeah, that it's just a miracle lightning play, and the first thing I think, as you're seeing it happen, is you see you've hit the long game, but it takes a minute for your eyes to find, well, who did that pass go to? Because who's going to take it to the house and who's not, and yeah, McCole Hardman's not going to miss that opportunity. So I was very fortunate that just the luck of the draw who it went to there,
Yeah,
and
you don't want it to go to Anthony Sherman or something like that.
no, absolutely not,
But I don't
absolutely
think
not.
he wasn't in the game on that play. But you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mentioned
So,
it on the broadcast. So
hey, there's no
then
doubt to that point. There's no doubt. If you're asking who got the better end of the dice in this game, I'll fully confess I did. We both had some big breaks at big times. I know one of the things that I thought was a kind of an early turning point was the opening drive. Because on the very opening drive, I can't remember the exact structure of how the plays went as far as the series, but I do know that I felt like I had called some really good defensive plays, but he had hit a personal foul that moved him forward. And then on a deep pass where I think I even double teamed the correct receiver, he gets a pass interference call. And so you're on your opening drive and you've got him getting a couple penalties. He's already in field goal range. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but I somehow got to stop him and get the ball back without him scoring. And I thought, getting that to happen on that kind of a momentum after those penalties, I thought was kind of big early on.
Yeah, that was a missed field goal. That was Blankenship's first missed field goal where
Oh,
you kind of got him
yeah,
stopped at
that's
the
right.
29. But
That's
no, there
right.
was a point in the game where it seemed like, man, the penalties are in favor of the Chiefs. But then I look at them, and they're all numbers are about the same. And then the Colts got that drive, their last touchdown drive, where it was like, well, maybe it wasn't a touchdown drive, but it was certainly kept the drive alive. I think maybe it's like, yeah, it was again one of those uh, drives where I think he must have turned it over on downs or something, but he literally had two times where he picked up 5 yards to make it from a 4th and 6 to a 4th and 1, and then he decided to go for it, missed it, but then he got a roughing penalty, and that kept the drive alive and moved it to like
Yeah,
so both of you guys benefited from penalties in the end.
no doubt.
7 for 77 for one of you, 6 for 70 for the other, so it all
Pretty even.
went out in the end. Yeah. So did you play Skeeter in the regular season?
No, I did not play Colts during the regular season at all, and to that end, I know less about them. You look at the cards when the season begins, the season goes on, and I looked at maybe the Colts twice. I think maybe when they were I was broadcasting for them or whatever. So I'll say I prepped a lot for this game. I did a lot of practice games and things like that, trying to figure. I looked at the stats, I looked at trends. I prepped because I knew I was going to have my hands full with that team.
Yeah, and it's easy to second guess, but
Yeah,
I thought Skeeter should have kept going with Jonathan Taylor even when he got down by 2 touchdowns, because you need that kind of lightning in the bottle long gainer that Taylor can provide for you. But instead, he went like 4 wide with Hines, and he even ran it with Hines a couple times, but it just doesn't have the teeth that you want as a threat. There's no way you're calling run against
yeah, and you're
Hines
right. He had some good
formation.
success with Naeem Hines. I don't know what he ended up with, but he certainly ran very well with Naeem Hines, to my recollection.
Yeah.
But to your point, I absolutely agree, especially in a game when you're behind and lightning in the bottle is all that much more valuable. As the clock is not necessarily favoring you in that moment. Yeah, I wasn't too disappointed to see a lot more of Naeem Hines down the stretch. I would agree with that. I thought about
Yeah,
that.
if I told you before the game that Jonathan Taylor would have only 8 carries, you'd feel good about that as a opponent
Oh,
on
a
defense.
1,000%, 1,000%. I probably would have anticipated no less than 15, 18 carries minimum, to be
Yeah,
honest.
but that's
But
the way the game
we
script.
all do things,
Right, the game script
differently.
dictates that.
Huh?
You get the game script sometimes dictates that you get behind,
Exactly.
and it's not that much different than what he did during the regular season with his 11-5 record. Look at his splits. Philip Rivers threw the ball 547 times. Jonathan Taylor only ran the ball 193 times, and Naheem Hines had 100 carries. So it wasn't
Yeah, I can't remember
different
how
of a
many
ratio. But
carries Jonathan Taylor is carded for right now. How many did he really have that year? I'm not sure.
let's take a quick look. Good point.
I'm
Maybe I'm just like
curious.
thinking of the Jonathan Taylor this year that had like
And then, of course,
so
we
many.
all,
Well, he's
you know,
232 attempts, so he's
how
got
many?
plenty of attempts.
232. So he certainly ran him a little less than he was carded for sure.
Right.
And so yeah, that's a big weapon too. But in this game, I was really more focused on really just his passing game. Obviously it helps that Taylor didn't run as much, but that was the game plan is focus on more the passing game and the flats a lot too. I did a little bit more doubling or dropping people down into that zone and doubling up zones there.
So let's take a look at where we're at here in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Um, we'll remove the vanquished. So we got the Colts are gone, the Chargers are gone, the Browns are still in it, and the Texans are gone. So
Yeah,
the
the AFC is ready to go, and it's Kansas City at New England. And so it would be Cleveland at Pittsburgh again, round 3.
nice. So that's going to be a good one. 12-4 against 11-5 from the regular season, and you're going to have your hands full with the Patriots. In the NFC, we're just waiting for the result of the Saints and Bucks. So that could,
Yeah, I was thinking about that one. I need to reach out to those fellas and see if they've got any thoughts about when they are going to do it. Sure, hoping that between all of us, somebody's able to broadcast that game.
yeah. So it'll either be Seahawks and Saints, Packers against the Rams, or Seahawks against the Rams, Packers against the Bucks. So either all those matchups sound
Yeah,
pretty darn good to me.
that looks right.
Um, so excellent.
Yeah,
And
I'm excited.
no injuries for you today, right? That carry over.
There were none that carry over. I had a couple during the game, and anytime you escape injury free postseason, you'll absolutely take that for sure. So now I just got to start gearing up for another round with Dennis. He and I've had a few postseason tilts. So
How do you say his last name? Is it Lejeune or Jung?
you know, I would just assume it's Jung and that Jung and the L is silent, but
That's what
I'm
I thought too.
certain that Dennis is going to be the best litigator of that. So
For sure, for sure. All right, guys.
yeah,
Well, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Thanks
all
for
right.
coming on, and I will
Thanks a
post
lot.
the link.
Yeah, post it because I would
This
like to
week.
check out. I'm ready to check out the broadcast. I
You
kind of
got it.
want to look at some of the things that happened in the game. Thanks again.
All right, take care.
Appreciate it, Dennis, very much.
Hey, we'll see you.
All right, bye.